All right. So just gonna call the meeting to order. So moved by Donna and seconded by Dave, sorry, that the meeting be open at 6:06 p.m. All in favor? And the adoption of the agenda, so moved by Dave, seconded by Donna, that the agenda for the Emergency Services Committee meeting for September 16th, 2024 be approved as circulated.
If Alan doesn't come, they'll strike number C.
Yeah.
Okay.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Any disclosure of pecuniary interests? Adoption of the previous minutes, so moved by Donna and seconded by Dave, that the minutes for the Emergency Services Committee meeting held August 26th, 2024 be adopted as circulated. All in favor? Any presentations and delegations? None. All right, so that brings us to staff report. So 6A is report from Deputy Fire Chief regarding recent call reports.
Call reports from August the 26th to December 16th. We responded to 5 alarms, 4 medicals, 1 motor vehicle accident that we were called off. When we arrived on scene, we weren't needed anymore. The first medical call came in August 31st. We were on scene at 11 a.m. 4 personnel on board. 2-hour duration. Typically, medicals do go for 2 hours. The second, September the 3rd, we were on scene at 9:05 a.m. 3 personnel, 2-hour duration. Again, the NBC flash false alarm. That one came in September the 3rd. We did arrive on scene at 9:20 p.m. We had 7 personnel respond to that. 2-hour personnel, quick transport and back in service. Another medical September 9th. We were on scene at 8:13. 4 personnel responded to that call, 2-hour duration. And then the final September 13th, Friday the 13th. We were on scene at 1:38 p.m. 2 personnel, 2-hour duration. Year to date, we have now come to 49 total 911 calls since January. And our volunteer staff still sits at 22, 18 are operational, 2 are on leave, 1 junior and 1 probationary. As far as the what's been going on with our equipment, so we did have a pumper. Both pumpers got tested. Pumper 5, which is the newer pumper, passed with flying colors. Pumper 2, which is the older one, we took a bit, but it did pass. So luckily we get that one for another year. It's good. As for coming to reports on B, the recent training, we are still working on chapter 15, which is the overhaul property conservation scene preservation. And I put a little highlight in there. Actually, what that means is the role of overhaul salvage and scene preservation. September 30th, 3 firefighters will be receiving Ontario Fire College testing taking place at Nipissing Fire Department.
Sorry, when was that date? Sorry?
September 30th.
Yep. So they're practicing right now for the testing.
They are. Yeah, last week we just had them off in their own room to study. This week will be the same. They're gonna get off in their own room to study.
P1 or
So
what's that?
1 firefighter will be going for firefighter level 1 and 2 firefighters are writing for firefighter level 2.
Okay.
And for the community involvement, we have fire prevention coming up. We've discussed a little bit of what we want to do. We are going to be doing the door-to-door smoke alarm campaign. We're going to set up some social media advertisements to kind of get that word out there, so it's not a shock to everybody, as well as an open house. Definitely on the Monday, we're talking about trying to do a second one during the week as well, depending on staffing and who's available and whatnot.
Are you doing the Halloween one
We'll do Halloween haunted house
on Halloween?
on Halloween.
Yeah, great.
So like, what's the plan for the campaign? Is there a planned route? Like, how many houses do you think you're gonna hit? Like, do people?
Hoping, yeah, we're gonna, depending on how many guys we get to show up, we'll try to hit at least 5 homes.
5?
5 homes per, if I get a team of 2, The 2 guys will go out. We're mainly focused on the hamlet because we can pound those off very, very quickly. And we go in there and basically with the carbon monoxide alarms, smoke alarms, that's the force.
And what hours do you go?
After 7, normally after supper time.
And then just, the 2 officers are 2 people on leave. They're not officers, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you. Six. So 7, items for community discussion. 7A, receive and review update on a fire protection grant. So that would be you, sir.
So yeah, we did discuss about the fire protection grant last week, but we can revisit. From what I hear. We should be hearing back in the next week or 2 whether we got accepted or not. They're moving very, very quickly, and that's just the word on the street today. I attended the Ontario Fire College workshop seminar. So I got to talk with some of the other chiefs, and that's kind of the buzz on the street, is we should be hearing something in the next week or 2.
But that's not when we get the funds.
No,
Yeah.
that it'll be,
Just approval
you
notice.
get the
Yeah.
approval notice, and then we can start the process of procurement, which will be through TransCanada Safety. The same bumper gear that we have now will be the same as what we're getting. Which we haven't received at that.
And then 7B, receive and review update for the wildland fire.
So the wildland fire grant is a different beast in itself. I'm focusing on the wildland fire mitigation strategy. I've reached out to the M&R. There's only one person in the entire province that deals with some sort of training. And I'd like to, I can see what she's got to tell me first. I've got an inquiry with her now and I'm still waiting for some back. But the background will be reducing structural ignition ability and creating ignition resistance to the properties in Bonfield, basically cleaning up the properties. Most of the time when a house is vulnerable, they get caught by some of the embers that are coming off of what's burning. And that's what mainly causes a lot of the hamlet to burn, is people hanging up and whatnot. There is a program out in BC, it's a 32-hour course that they train, they call it advanced home assessments, trained assessors, which they go in there and they'll go and study everything that's going on in each individual property. And so I've reached out to the MNR to see if there's some sort of Ontario system that we have in place, or if they are building some sort of training platform for that. And hopefully we can get some guys trained up on that. Corey.
So would you be working with the CVO or the PSO or the bylaw officer with that? Because,
No, just the officers in the fire department.
so if you're looking at houses and kind of what's around them and for vulnerabilities, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't the CVO or the, like the bylaw?
Well, this would
officer, you know?
be, we would be training a guy to go in and do that for specific fires. Right now, we don't have anybody trained in that situation,
Okay.
so it'd be best to get that training before we send them, hook
Right,
them up with
and
a building official.
I get it, the lens is
Yeah.
for wildland fires,
Yeah.
right? So if something's burning, you're gonna look to see what is the vulnerability that can catch based on
Yeah.
wildland fires.
Exactly.
But I would say somehow it's tied in with property standards because,
Yeah, like we finally have our guys in place to
Yeah.
start issuing some orders and following up on
Yeah.
for cleanup orders, but.
so maybe you work with them or, I don't know, that just seems like a natural fit. I don't know.
Might be able to get them to do something with their.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but, you know, maybe they're working on the same property, that might be the thing, right? So we don't wanna duplicate work, so I don't know how that would fit in with that, but I see that as a natural fit there.
And 7C will postpone for the next meeting, because Alan is not here today.
Mhm. It'd be interesting to hear what to say about that.
So we have no resolutions to be considered for council recommendation. Or no correspondence. Alright, so closed session, moved by Dave. Second by
No,
Donna.
yeah, I left it,
That the meeting be adjourned at
6:15.
6:15 p.m. Okay.
Hey, good meeting.